Hello, everybody. So sorry, I was getting a message that something is wrong and this stream is not streaming live on Facebook. So I'm not sure what happened there, but those of you that are here on YouTube, welcome. We will release the video to Facebook after the live because I don't know how that happened or why it happened. And as we know, I'm not the tech person. So, hello, everyone. Happy Love Week and welcome back to Midday Missing, the live stream podcast where we shine a light on current missing person cases that need more attention. And let's be honest, they all need more attention. I'm your host, Terry True Crime. And as always, we're here to dive into two compelling cases. Now, as a person who has always loved Valentine's Day and Love Week, today's cases are extra heartbreaking and should be a reminder to all of us to always let our loved ones know that we love them and how much they mean to us. Because, guys, in just a matter of moments, it could all be gone. So let's try to remember that. Now, please make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel. It's completely free and it will help you stay up to date on all of our content. And if you like today's show, please hit that thumbs up button. It helps us with that crazy thing called an algorithm. And that means it helps more people find our channel and that more viewers will hear about the missing person cases we cover. And that's why we do this show. Also, for those of you who want a deeper dive into true crime and more exclusive content and want to help support JT and I and the family here at True Crime and One Time Media, you can join our channel membership. There, you will get early access to select shows and episodes before they're available to the public. You also get exclusive content, which is member only live chats, bonus episodes, and when we do our in person shows of True Crime and Wine Time, you will be able to watch those live streams there. You also get special badges and emojis to use in our live chats and comments, showing that you support JT and I and our full team here. Also, it helps support our show so that we can continue bringing you valuable content. So if you're interested, just click that join button on the YouTube channel. Now, today, I'm excited. It's Love Week, but it's hard to be excited when we are about to discuss two heartbreaking disappearances, Asha Degree and Misty Sullivan, two girls with their whole lives ahead of them and who vanished both under very different circumstances, but both very mysterious. So let's dive into our first case, Asha Degree. And guys, like all of our cases, it continues to haunt investigators and her loved ones. Asha Jaquila Decree, who's often referred to as Shelby's sweetheart, was just 9 years old when she disappeared from Shelby, North Carolina on February 14th, 2000. Yes, guys, Valentine's Day, a day meant for love and togetherness, became a nightmare for her family, one that has lasted more than 2 decades. Now, Asha's story is chilling, not just because she was so young, but because of the strange circumstances surrounding her disappearance. So, let me tell you a little bit about Asha. So, Asha lived with her parents, Harold and Aquila Degree, and her older brother, O'Brien. Now, she was described as a bright but shy girl who loved basketball and had a very close knit family. Now, her parents were strict but loving and kept a watchful eye on the children. The family didn't even own a home computer because her parents hated reading all of the stories about the online predators who reach out to kids, pretend to be other kids. So they didn't have one at all. Okay. Which says they were very loving and caring parents. Now, Asha shared a room with her brother Bryant, who was 10 at the time she disappeared. And guys, by all accounts, everything was normal the night of February 13th. Asha and her brother went to bed as normal, and Asha's father said he went to bed around 2:30 in the morning that night and that he checked in on both of them sharing a room. They were both in bed. Now, on the morning of February 14th, the weather was cold, rainy, and windy, kind of like it is here in Austin, Texas today. Aquila went to wake up her children at 5:45 that morning, and she discovered Asha was not in her bed. Now, at first, before her parents totally panicked, they thought maybe she'd gone across the street to her grandmother's house, which not sure why she'd do it at 5:45 in the morning, but I was so close to my grandmother, I could see me going over there first thing in the morning. Now, they checked and she was not there either. So they hit full on panic mode. Now, O'Brien said that he heard noises early in the morning, but he assumed it was sister doing her tossing, turning in bed, got up, went to the restroom. So nothing totally out of the normal. So the family immediately reported her missing to authorities, and police showed up by 6:30 in the morning, and an extensive search was immediately started. Now, family members, church friends, and the neighbors showed up and helped the police search for Asha. Guys, that's a big deal. This was immediate. There was no delay. So I want to say kudos to the police department. They didn't say, oh, she's probably just a runaway. She'll come home. They instantly got their butts into gear. So thank you for that. Now, police do believe that Asha left her residence on her own accord. They're saying they think she was wearing a white t shirt, pants, and sneakers. Now, there was a report that Asha was seen by two drivers walking along Highway 18, roughly about a mile from her home, somewhere between 3:30 and 4:15 a.m. Now, one of the drivers told police that they tried to approach the young girl they saw because they were concerned, but she ran off into the woods. Guys, that's the last confirmed sighting of Asha Degree. Now, my brain, being the brain it is, says, why didn't they immediately report this to the authorities? I mean, it's a young child by themselves that early in the morning, not dressed appropriately for the weather. Seems to be something you'd notify the police about. They waited until the police, put it on the news, then they called in. I mean, guys, cell phones were a thing back then, and I think pretty much everybody had them, or maybe not, but there was still such a thing as payphones everywhere then. Now, you probably couldn't find a payphone to save your life except for at the airport. But why didn't the drivers go to a payphone or to the police station? Now, I'm sure they are asking themselves the same thing, and I'm not shaming them. I just wonder why that thought didn't happen. Now, police have assumed that Asha was a runaway, but they never found any evidence as to why she would run away. I mean, 9-year-olds don't typically run away from a happy home. Police never found anything stating that she lived in a bad environment, that something was going on. The worst thing they found was that the weekend before, her basketball team lost their game and Asha got fouled out. Not something that would make a 9-year-old run away. Now, I see Lady in Gray says she lived with her mama for a while and she definitely said she could see me visiting every day. Girl, I wanted to live with my mama, but I wasn't allowed. But I did take the bus after school to my mama's house every day. She worked nights, so she would give me, I don't know exactly what they're called. I think they're called snowballs, but they're the pink coconut covered with that white marshmallow stuff and a chocolate cake. So I would have lived with my mama if I could have. Now, on February 17th, police discovered Asha's Mickey Mouse hair bow, a pencil, a marker, and some candy, along with a photograph of another young girl who looked to be around Asha's age. but who's never been identified. But they found this at Turner's Upholstery on Highway 18, more than 1 mile from Asha's home. Now, police and FBI feel that Asha was abducted after leaving her home. Sorry about the dogs barking, guys. It's raining outside, so they're they're going to bark a little bit. So my apologies if you can hear that. In August 2001, more than a year later, Asha's book bag was discovered buried along North Carolina 18 in Burke County, over 20 miles from her home and in a different direction than she had been reported walking. Okay, uh, that's just mind-boggling to me. The book bag had her name and telephone number written on it, and it was double wrapped in plastic bags. Now, in an interview, Asha's mom stated that she was shown a picture of these items in the book bag and confirmed that what they were Asha's, which is shocking and horrifying from the mother. But adding more mystery to this case, there were two items that couldn't be confirmed as Asha's in the bag. So there was a New Kids on the Block t shirt and a book that was from her school's library, although was not checked out by Asha. Now, the FBI sent these items to their lab for testing, but to date, they have not released what DNA evidence or anything if was found on these items. But guys, it made my brain think, was she meeting another friend? Who was this picture of this girl? I could not find a picture, so I'm guessing they didn't release it or it's no longer out there, but definitely puzzling. Now, in May 2016, the FBI stated that based on a tip, someone who looked like Asha may have gotten into a vehicle around the time she went missing. The vehicle is described as an early 1970s Lincoln Mark V or a Thunderbird. So basically, for people my age, just a big old boat of a car because, guys, those cars were long and they were boats. Okay. Now, in September 2024, the case had some major new developments and search warrants for multiple properties, including a home and property in Shelby and an assisted living facility in Vale and a home in Charlotte. Now, these locations are owned and lived in by members of the Deadman family. Okay. Now, this new development came after DNA samples linked Asha with a woman of the Deadman family. Her name is Annalie Deadman Ramirez and another person named Russell Underhill. Now, Annalie is the daughter of Roy and Caroline Deadman, and she was 13 years old at the time of Asha's disappearance. And the Deadmans at the time had two other daughters that were 15 and 16 at the time. Now, nowhere could I find was that picture maybe of Annalie. Maybe the book was Annalie's and she had taken it from the school. Like I said, they're not releasing any of that information. We only know the information about the Deadmans because of those warrants that were issued in 2024. Now, Russell Underhill lived in at least two of the facilities owned by the Deadmans, and Roy was listed as the emergency contact. So definitely they are tied together. Now, Russell died in 2004. Now, during the search for those warrants, investigators seized multiple pieces of potential evidence, including a green AMC Rambler, which is similar to the car that the FBI had been searching for, that boat. Guys, I don't know what an AMC Rambler looks like, but I'm guessing it looked enough like it that they said it was similar. Now, they have found no human remains. No one has been charged, and the case remains open. Now, law enforcement believes that Asha has been murdered, and that her body has been concealed somewhere. They do not tell us why they believe this. They're probably holding it close to the vest because they just got these warrants in 2024. That means this case is active. Now, her family still holds out hope that her remains will be found and that they can lay her to rest. I mean, the family held a gathering just this past weekend where the family and the community gathered to pray for the little girl known as Shelby Sweetheart. And law enforcement was in attendance, and they told the crowd they have not given up on Asha or this investigation. They also said they will not give up until Asha is brought home. So, guys, something else that I found that made my heart hurt even more was that Asha's parents had gotten married on Valentine's Day in 1988, and their daughter went missing on Valentine's Day, also their anniversary. So, please tell me, how would parents ever want to celebrate their anniversary again or Valentine's Day? Can only tell myself that if their daughter was, this bright, loving young girl, that they celebrate it because their daughter would want them to. But in my mind, I don't know if I ever could. So if you have any information, please visit the Cleveland County Sheriff's Office website, or you can call 704-484-4788. Guys, I also want to ask you to keep this family in your thoughts. If you believe in prayers, in your prayers. Valentine's Day is this week. It is going to be a knife straight to the chest again for them. This is a nightmare. They are still living. Now, our next case, Misty Anne Sullivan. She was a 24-year-old girl that loved hanging out with her friends. Now, Misty had attended classes at Austin Peay State University, and she lived with her grandmother in Madison, Tennessee. Now, Misty had started abusing drugs and was hanging out with others that used drugs. But at the time she went missing, she was trying to get clean and get her life back together. And I want to say to anyone that sees this or hears this, do not shame anyone for using drugs. Yes, we tell people not to do it, but believe it or not, I read an article that 85% of people in the US that are over the age of 18 have tried drugs at least once. And some people have something in their system that they become addicted. They have that addicted personality. Also, she lived with her grandmother, which tells you something else was going on in her life. Either her parents weren't in the picture, they were deceased, she was in a bad home. So please, I ask you all to remember they are still people. They made a mistake, they tried drugs, they got addicted. It happens, doesn't mean they are any less, and they still deserve to be found. Now, on the night of February 14th, 2003, Misty spent time with friends in the early evening. Now, her grandmother heard her at home between 10 and 11. She was at home for a short time and then she left. I mean, she was 24. You come home, change clothes, you're going out. I don't know. But that was the last time she was seen. Now, the next day, Misty's vehicle was discovered abandoned at the South 20th Street entrance to Shelby's Park in East Nashville. Guys, this is not a place you would normally park your car. It was abandoned. They found no signs of her at the scene. I couldn't find if they found any of her items, a cell phone, a purse, or anything. Nowhere could I find that. They just said they found no signs of her. Now, despite extensive investigations, her whereabouts remain unknown to this day. At the time of her disappearance, Misty was a white female standing 5'7", weighing approximately 150 pounds with brown hair and blue eyes. She had three small warts on her abdomen, a mole on her back, and a slight lisp. She was last seen wearing a dark green down vest and jeans, and she wore either glasses or contact lenses. And over 2 decades have passed since that Valentine's Day, and this case remains unsolved. Lady in Gray, she just said, I wonder if she drove it there to meet someone or if someone drove it there without her. That was my thought. Was she meeting somebody at the park to hang out? Were they going to go somewhere else? But they said the car was not parked in a normal parking spot. So it makes me think, did she pull over, roll down her window to talk to someone, or they pulled over, jumped out to talk for a second? We're going to jump back in their car and go somewhere. Or, like you said, did someone dump it there? Now, the Metro Nashville Police Department continues to seek information that could lead to answers about Misty's disappearance. So, anyone with information should contact the Metro Nashville Police Department's Cold Case Unit at 615 862 7329. I also want to ask you, please share the flyers that we post on our social media page. They are still being posted to TCWT Media and to True Crime and Wine Time. We have started the Midday Missing page. They will be posted there as well. We will continue posting all Midday Missing flyers to True Crime and Wine Time for the next couple of weeks. Then we will only post them on Midday Missing along with other missing person cases that we see or we get tagged in. Now, since this is Love Week and I'm a Love Week fanatic, it's one of the reasons Double H proposed to me on Valentine's Day. And I honestly wasn't expecting it because I said that'll be the least likely day he does it. But I was wrong. But this Valentine, many of us will be celebrating love and togetherness. We hold space in our hearts for the families that are still searching for their missing loved ones. For them, guys, this is a day not filled with joy, but with longing. Another reminder of the empty chairs at their dinner tables, unread messages, and moments that have been shared. Love does not fade with time, and neither does hope. Yes, they probably have days where that hope fades, but I can tell you every family I've spoken to who have missing loved ones, the overall hope doesn't fade. Their love doesn't fade, it doesn't dim. So, to every mother, father, sibling, partner, friend waiting for answers, I want you to know we see you, we stand with you, and we will continue to share your loved one's stories. You are not alone in this journey. And if you have a missing loved one and you want us to share their case, you can reach out to us on social media, whether it be Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, or you can email me directly at terry@tcwtmedia.com and we will share your loved one's story. I want to thank you all for joining me today. I look forward to seeing you again next Monday for our next episode of Midday Missing. Also, I want to remind you to hit the subscribe button to help you get notified every time we go live. Also, JT and I will be on this Thursday night for True Crime and Wine Time, where we are covering the Overboard honeymoon case. And guys, it is Love Week, and we are sharing another case about Valentine's Day. I'm trying really hard to not let it dull my sparkle for Valentine's Day, and I've decided I'm going to just spread extra love this week. So I hope you have a great rest of your week and that your Valentine's Day is filled with love, everything good, and lots of chocolate. And as always, until next time, I want you to stay safe. I want you to always watch out for crime. I also want you to tell those that you love them. And as always, especially on Wine Wednesday, enjoy your wine time. I will see you next week. Bye, guys. Enjoy.